We do have enough opportunities for recreation. Don't get me wrong. We got a program that a lot of towns would envy, but I think the cultural aspect and the educational aspect for at-risk youth. I mean, places for we need activities for people, not just sports, but activities that people can engage in that will develop their social skills, their cultural identity, and their ability to go out and make their way in the world. And I think we can do that. Well, there's a lot of volunteers, a lot of talent, a lot of energy that could be put to use without a lot of funding if the city is a partner in that, and we have the facilities to do it.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Bukhari is next.
Darlene and I spoke last January at the Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration, and we talked about theater, and she, I think, was asking if I could act or help out or do something. I said, sure, just wait till the campaign's over, and I'll do what I can to help. I think the arts are very, very important. And as far as funding things, what makes the recreation program work is volunteers, and lots of them. And to get something to happen and move forward, you need somebody to spearhead it. And so if you get somebody to spearhead, and you get a bunch of volunteers to work together, I, as a commissioner, be willing to work as a city commissioner with the arts and the groups to help create an atmosphere for performing arts and cultural arts in this community. We just have to have somebody spearhead it and come together, and I am going to make a motion that, Darlene, you start it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next question is again from the audience, and it first goes to Mr. Wilford. Question is, what is your opinion on the city consolidating the many separate departments, including the police department, into the new municipal city complex?
Talking about physically or physical location? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would. You have to, I guess, interpret that on your own, sir. But what is your opinion on the city consolidating the many separate departments, including the police department, into the new municipal city complex?
I don't know how much space is in there. It's one of those questions you hate to admit you're dumb, but I'm dumb. I do believe the smartest person in the world is one that said they do not know because they're capable of learning. And I'm very capable of learning on this issue because I don't have a clue. If there's space available, what will we do with the building if we open it up? If you know, it's like asking a question with a question or answering a question with a question. If you can make more efficient use of your space, then certainly we need to look at that. But I really do not know if there's enough space to do that.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Haley, you're next.
Yeah, I'm a little bit baffled, but I think we did do that. I mean, that was the whole point of City Hall and the the police station right there. And we did consolidate, I believe, all of our departments right there. So I think we did that.
Thank you, Ms. Perkins.
I agree, and I think that was an effective move. I know for having the experience of working with the school board, who we were, when we were smaller, centralized, and now we're all over the place, off of 53rd, way down, and it gets to be a bit of a hassle when you have to go from one department to another, and you have to go miles and miles in order to get to them. So the consolidation of what I think currently have is a municipal complex with all of the departments combined, and I think that was an effective move.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Bukhari, you're next.
My opinion is I like the new city hall. I like the new police department. Never like everything that comes with a price tag, but so did our sewer system. And you have to plan for the future. And we got to have a place that we can't build a new city hall or a Alachua Police Department every 5 years. I remember a detective sitting by the back door of the Alachua Police Department next to the restroom, and a small little school desk had appeared. And they had no offices but for a few people. So the APD was definitely good. And then City Hall, you had, I think, you had people at the old library here doing planning, and the whole process was crazy. It's what Ms. Perkins was talking about. Everybody is everywhere, and I believe the new city hall with everybody under one roof is helping Alachua move to the next generation, the next century, I guess, moving forward. I've lost my train of thought. That red sign flashes up and I go, oops. But it's helping Alachua move in the right direction, consolidate everything, and I think it's a good thing. So I like the new, I guess that's my opinion. I like it.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Canny, you're next.
Well, considering the price tag, I think I'm really hoping that this has been done with the facility that we have now. It looks like it's adequate to serve the needs of the size of government we need for a town this size. So I hope we've already accomplished this, and we won't have to be thinking about building more structures to consolidate. So I think we've got it all pretty much together now.
Thanks, sir. Next question is to Mr. Canny first. More rolling in. How do you plan to improve the city's image as far as deteriorating buildings such as the old Huddle House near I-75?
Well, I'm not really sure. As a commissioner, I'm not sure what I could do to get private owners of businesses like that to make their buildings more attractive. But one thing that we can do is we could be proactive about trying to find tenants and match them up with places that, I mean, enforcing the codes obviously is something that was within our power, and it should be done automatically. I shouldn't have to be doing that. That's something that should be done. But I think we should be looking at the areas that are considered blight for buildings that are falling down or in disrepair or whatever, and say, maybe we can figure out a plan that would attract someone to come and develop that property. Or the city can't go in and do anything on our own, but we can be thinking about them, and I think that would be the subject of a good subject for a workshop for us to get together, talk to business owners and property owners and say, what can we do to improve the situation?
Thank you. Mr. Picard, you're next.
I guess you could create some type of incentive program, maybe a sign that goes in front of your business. We saw or we recognize what you're doing. The Huddle House property looks, of course, not very appealing, especially people coming right off I-75 to Alachua. When you get past the Huddle House and you come downtown, you're like, hey, I want to live here. FDOT number one needs to maintain in front of the Huddle House. I know that's been an issue in the past. How you keep a tenant from cleaning their property or a business owner from cleaning their property up. I think as a commissioner, you have the ability to talk to somebody individually. I did it a few months ago with a business owner, helping them out with something, and they had a question. And I'm no more than just a Ben Bakari, and I was able to help them work through a solution. They had some issues, so talk to the business owner, speak to them about what they're trying to get done, and I think we can try to make these older raggedy buildings looking better. The Huddle House certainly is one of those, and I certainly would hope either somebody moves in there soon or they clean it up.
Thank you. Mr. Helly?
Well, if you know the history of that property and what almost went there, you don't feel so bad about what's there now. But to answer it in a different way, what we need to be doing, I think, is looking for businesses we want to come here and go get them and help them get here. And if we did that, maybe we could find someone to go into that building. I think it's an important thing that we spend as much energy as we can getting the businesses we want to come here. And so I guess that's how I would approach it. Hope we can get somebody that way.
Thanks, sir. Ms. Perkins.
One man's junk, I guess they say, is another man's treasure, and I think I agree we have to put forth some incentives to look at the various derelict buildings and see a country tree.